Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in for another video from my channel. We're continuing with the series on bootleg album covers and packaging designs. We've kind of finished off last time sort of in the early parts of the 2010s, going into the 20-teens, but there was so much to try and cover. I only really dabbled in respect of that period because there was literally an explosion of releases, and in particular a massive number of really interesting box sets that were coming out for the vinyl collector on the bootleg market. So what I've done, and this has taken some time, so I hope you appreciate this one perhaps a bit more than some of the others, but I've tried to put these in some sort of date order, but they might not all be right. But there's some important labels to cover. So this is really, it goes back to about 2009 and then takes us forward almost to the end of the 20-teens, as I call them, and really the packaging was something of an absolute wonder to behold, and at this period I was starting to sort of collect big time on the vinyl, and so it was a great period to be a collector, as it still is, to be honest. So this is just from my collection. I'm going to start off with this this Frank Zappa box set. So this came out in 2009 according to my research. I probably didn't acquire this till about 2014-15 maybe, but it's a fantastic triple album. As you can see, they've used this insert style, so it's nice and bootleggy. The label was a label called Hoffman Records, nothing to do with Hoffman Avenue Records, but they used this little guy as their logo. But they really were packaged quite elaborately, and more importantly for me, they usually did a nice range of coloured vinyl pressings. So I'll just show you the inside of this one. So as I say, it's an insert, it's just very lightly tacked to the front cover to keep it central. It's a triple, but you also get a single with the great Wazoo Raton violin, and that's in coloured vinyl, and they give you this hand stamp on the actual sleeve and a printed label, so that's a green vinyl single. They also went by the name Original Stamper Series. So with this one you get this kind of weird sketch, which I did know the history behind that, but if you go back and find the video pertaining to this actual album, you'll know what that is. Another sketch there, and then you get an Original Stamper Series little catalogue of their titles. And as I say, this was a triple, so what you have is each record is in a printed sleeve, and what these were copies of the original Contraband bootleg label from the early 70s period, and then as you can see, these were extremely pretty pressings. They all varied, but that's one of my favourite records in my entire collection, just from a coloured vinyl point of view. So that was the first one of mine. Just check the other two because I can't remember what they were like. And then got a white one. Notice the Idle Mind style labels on this one. And the final one has more of a grey marble effect. So incredible attention to detail, really. Very limited. I think these are 100. I'll just double check on the numbering. I'm not going to do these on every single box, don't worry, because we'll be here till Kingdom Come. But it should say somewhere on here. It doesn't give you the number. I think they made 100 of these. But a fantastic thing, and I was lucky to make contact with the makers of these titles, and at one stage I had quite a few. They did single albums, double albums, in they weren't all box sets. Trying to put this away before it gets marked. And the other one on their label, which I've still got, is this Kate Bush one. So I think the Frank Zappa was 2009. I think this might have been slightly later, although I might be wrong. This was a double. It definitely says at the top 100 copies made of this one. This was the home demos, and oh, what a fantastic cover for that. Okay, now 2009 was also the time when Pigs on the Groove first appeared, as far as I'm aware. Now, they were a Pink Floyd label to start off with, hence Pigs on the Groove. And I think the first, or amongst the first of their releases, was the Psychedelic Trip Volume 1 and Volume 2. So these, as you can see, are beautiful multicoloured sleeves, and they're always kind of interesting sleeves. So you had this flap here, which flaps up, and then that is a single piece of card which comes down, and then these two middle bits open out like that. So incredibly elaborate, really. I suppose once you've set up the the factory to do it, then it's not so difficult. But double album, just plain coloured vinyl, but plain colours. But they, from a packaging point of view, were a dream to collect, and still are. They're still going. So there have been some recent releases on this label, but they didn't just stay with Pink Floyd. So they've done some Bowie titles. I think they did an AC/DC one not so long ago. But one of their favourite other artists, believe it or not, was Madonna. I think they might have even done Michael Jackson at one stage. But yeah, you'll find that they did quite a few Madonna titles, and I have to say that I bought one which I couldn't resist, and I will do that on a separate video because it is spectacular, is the only word for it. Whether or not you're a Madonna fan, if you're a collector of bootlegs and appreciate the interesting packaging from box set point of view, I'll show you it. Oh, so that's the thing, and yeah, I will open that separately. Very difficult to keep that in perfect condition. I've succeeded to date, so I don't want to ruin it. Other titles on Pigs on the Groove. I mean, I think I've got all the Floyd ones. Examples. This again. This is the Rome 20th of June. This would be 1971, yeah. So similar style with the flap, and then it opens out in the same way. And that's a double from Zurich. So that's slightly different, where the flap is down here. If I can get that out, I'll show you. So this again was a fairly early Pigs on the Groove one. So this flap goes up there, and the stuff's all in that pocket. So you've got an insert, and then you've got one picture disc and one pink vinyl. It's Zurich 77. So you get pink insert, and then they did these nice pink inner sleeves with Pigs on the Groove logos on. So the one disc was a picture disc. The other one I think was just plain pink vinyl. Oh, it's marbled. So it's kind of marbled pink. But wonderful labels. And I think that's quite a sought after title by theirs now. Obviously the Zurich shows come out many times. I'm not sure whether it had been out on vinyl many times before this one. But anyway, plain on the black just got the Pigs on the Groove logo there. In terms of numbers, I think they were doing about 300. Yeah. So that one might have been slightly less being a picture disc, might be wrong. So I think I said last time that the sort of collector's market, they could see that, you know, limited formats and interesting presentation was the way the market was kind of going at this stage. So they weren't doing thousands of each title, and as a collector you snapped them up or you basically missed out. Another brilliant box set label, Virgin Vinyl. I've got I did have loads of theirs because there was a bootleg dealer who was hawking these around for years, and he'd got loads left over and he just wanted to shift them all. So I met him in London at a secret location, shall we say, and he showed me his store, and we did a deal, and I took about 30 different titles from him, including some that I'd never seen on his stall, which was interesting. But most of those have moved on, but this Zeppelin one, I've got that the wrong way around on the back. It's beautiful, 5 LP. I won't get it out, I've shown it not that long ago. Beautiful marbled, multicoloured vinyl, and it comes with 3 CDs of the show as well, so they were giving you the CD as well as the records, and you get an insert, really heavy, it's a quality thing, and that's the Seattle soundboard from 75. And then the same people who were doing Virgin Vinyl boxes were producing the Red Tongue boxes for the Stones, so all from the same factory. I just kept this one back from the Stones because for some reason it appealed to me, the colours on the cover, and actually the content as well is great. So it's all Tokyo rehearsals and live stuff, and it actually includes 3 CDs and a DVD. And if you look at, that's the contents of the DVD, so they're all individual clips that they've compiled, incredible amount of work. So 2014 period, so this came out about 2015, 2014, 2015, something like that. So those fantastic quality box sets. Now I mustn't ignore our friend's Uninvited Mole. So basically they started producing, was it 2011? Yeah. So the Uninvited Mole label, purely Pink Floyd, started in 2011. Their last title came out in 2018, but they obviously continued under a different label. So as a few examples of theirs, I just pulled these off. So they did a limited number in these brown craft bag sleeves. This is one of them on stage, Japan, Dreaming of East. So you get this brown bag and you get an insert similar to the old Tackrell corniphone inserts, beautifully printed. They give you the multicoloured sticker. These are all multicoloured vinyl, beautiful, spectacular vinyls, as most of you know. So that was an example of their craft sleeve cover. They did quite a lot of the style with just the insert on a card sleeve. This is the Tampa Stadium, which is notorious for the spectacular multicoloured hand poured wax. These are 100, these are limited to 100. They then did things like this beautiful Sapporo Dream, where you've got a brown card, craft card, printed sleeve with beautiful design on it, and then you've got a wraparound printed insert which is just loose. You get an embossed sticker with the Uninvited Mole logo on it. There's your number. It is actually 165 of the Sapporo Dream. That's just a single album, beautiful vinyl. And then they also did quite a few in deluxe printed sleeves. So single pocket, it's a triple album. So you got 3 records in one non-gatefold sleeve, but fantastic sleeve, sticker there, and your numbered sticker there. And again, beautiful vinyls, beautiful records. So they are a joy to have. 2013, Dude Records did a couple of Floyd boxes. Presume they did other bands as well. So this one's Suspended Animation. So this is a 4 LP set from 88. No, 87. But it's a soundboard, and again they give you the show on CD. So 4 LPs, 2 CDs, 500 of those were made. So nothing wrong with that. What's not to like? Coloured vinyl, just plain coloured vinyl, I think. And the other one on the same label was this one. So alternative Delicate Sound of Thunder. This has got a lenticular 3D sleeve. 4 LPs, 2 CDs and 1 DVD with this one. This is Nassau Coliseum, New York, 88. I imagine that's an audience recording, but again, nice coloured vinyl and just wonderfully packaged. You know, but you want bootlegs from that tour, fantastic. So 2013, we had this. Now this is a super special bootleg from the point of view of packaging. I'd never seen one before and I don't think I've seen many since. We have got another label, True Bootleg People, who may be the same. I don't know, who are sort of doing stuff slightly similar, but this was just an amazing thing. So basically it's a double album. It's in a very hard leather or leather effect gatefold sleeve. Absolutely beautiful. All the print is kind of incised, if you like, so it's not embossed, it's actually stamped into the leather, but in beautiful quality. This is Plumpton Jazz Festival 69, and on the back, so you can see the leather effect, that was their logo, and that's your number, I think, there, 46 out of 165. Side 3 is actually a different source, Port Talbot, Wales, 6 December 69, but as I say, it is a gatefold, and the records are just inside those black inner sleeves. That again there is your sticker with your number on it, but I think they were multicoloured, so I'll just show you the records. I think they're splatters. So deep purple with splattering coming out of the centre, and just plain white labels. Just check the other one. The other one's more elaborate. Beautiful multicoloured splatter on white. Now they did a very limited run of 30 pressings in velvet sleeves, and I've got a black velvet version and a red velvet version, so I will just show you these, because when you think about it, it's not an easy thing to print onto velvet. I managed to find a way of doing it, but they've got a different design on the front. The back's completely plain. So gatefold sleeves. So you can see that's beautiful velvet. Nothing on the spine. And there's an insert, I believe. So just have to remind myself of the insert. So that's the insert you get with the velvet version. So you get your information is on the sheet, not printed onto the sleeve. You get your number, in my case number 13, and that's the logo. So that's the red one. Just have a look at the vinyl. I think the pressings are the same. So yeah, so that's the multicolour. That's must be part 2. And then the black one, I don't need to get it all out, but that's the black one. So you really need both So it's black velvet, and the same insert will be in there, hand numbered. I think it should be hand numbered the same anyway. Or was it 13, wasn't it? Let's have a look. So yeah, 13 again. And then there's the same disc that you get on the leather one. Now, Sound of Silence, great label, but what seemed to replace them was True Bootleg Productions. I've got a couple of their Stones ones, and this is one of them. So this is from 2014. It's a show from 2014, so I think it came out pretty much then. Beautiful marbled coloured vinyl, but as you can see, it's a similar style in a way, although it's a box. It's done with a kind of leather effect, with silver printing, different logo, but the style is so similar, it makes me believe that they're probably the same people. And that Pink Floyd Plumpton one was probably so expensive to make, they realised they could do them better as box sets. And they did quite a large number of box sets, all different bands, but that's just an example of one of theirs from about 2014, 2015. Another very important label that again I had lots of and moved them on some years back was a Bowie label called Bureau Supply. I kept this one back because the record is particularly wonderful. So Accidental Sirens, is it called? Yep. 4 LP, beautiful multicoloured. They were quality label. They did 500 of every title that they made, and that was where the number was. And they were just usually brilliant quality, FM broadcast soundboards. Just had a lovely, really professional feel to it. This one you got some postcards, Bureau Supply logos on the back, poster, quality poster. You usually got posters, and then the records themselves were just amazing. So coloured vinyl collectors, you've got to be interested in Bureau Supply. They're quite expensive to buy these days. I kind of regret getting rid of some of mine, but then you can't keep everything, can you? How about that? Beautiful yellow and black. Blue and white and black. Fantastic. The fourth one, green and white and black. Absolutely gorgeous. So those had to remain for obvious reasons. And yeah, so this is the sort of thing that was coming out, 10 years ago, 12 years ago. And it's not let up really ever since. The vinyl collectors like me, I suppose, have just said, yeah, we want to have these things. And I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to show you. I'll finish off, show the Madonna one. In fact, I might do that on a separate video. See how many Madonna fans watch this channel. But I'll finish off with this Floyd All Roads Lead to Nebworth box. So this came out, I think, towards the end of the 20-teens, 2018, 2019, something like that. But as you can see, it follows very much the style, plain box, insert on the front, corniphone, numbered sticker there, splatter vinyl sticker there. So this was a triple splatter vinyl records, absolutely gorgeous. I'll try and take them out. So again, they do the covers in different colours. So there will be different colours. You can see you've got corniphone labels, plastic. This is kind of a yellow, clear, with green, yellow and red splattering. And the third one, same again. So very much akin to what we're getting these days, and this is only 7 or 8 years ago that these were being made. But it's interesting to think that they are retaining that original bootleg style from the early to mid 70s period, because it appeals so much to the collector. I mean, how nice is that as a thing to have in your collection or put on display on the wall or something like that? Just fantastic. And funnily enough, like Corniphone always had a quirky subtitle. This one says, Pink Floyd, all roads lead to Nebworth, twist the knob, one for the road. Love it, love it, love it. So I think next one, we'll probably just finish this off. Don't need to show you too many from more recent period. You know what they're like. Obviously Casino started by this time. Wonderland come into it as well. But it's more, it's going to take me hours to put those back. It's ready to show you anything that's unusual. So I will put the Madonna one up as a separate video. This is long enough. So thanks for watching, thanks for sticking it till the end, and hope to see you next time.